When they found him in the bushes, his condition was almost impossible to believe. A large part of his body had been severely damaged, and the moment the rescuer picked him up, she knew right away this was not going to be a normal rescue. The vet believed he had most likely been hit by a car and then left there for weeks, so the fact that he was still alive at all already felt like a miracle. But somehow, that was only the beginning, because the second he got to the clinic, everything became a race against time. His injuries were devastating, and they had been left untreated for far too long. The damaged part of his body was never going to heal the way it should have. Once he made it through the most critical stage, he entered a different kind of fight. Not just surviving,
I'm here to help you.
adjusting. Because surviving doesn't mean everything is okay. It just means now you have to figure out how to live with what happened. He had to learn how to balance again, how to move again, and how to live in a body that no longer felt like his own. And while he was learning how to live again, somewhere far away, someone saw his rescue video on Instagram. She wasn't just looking for a cat to adopt. She was looking for a black cat with a disability.
Because I felt like I had already had this connection with him before I met him. We've arrived in Dubai.
She runs a nonprofit that supports disabled veterans, and she was hoping to find a therapy cat.
Travel so far to go over there and pick him up.
Not just a pet, something gentle, something steady, something real. An animal that, just by being there, could represent resilience in a way words sometimes can't. And the second she saw him,
Oh, I know, Mr. Opinions.
she knew. It was him. Not maybe. Not let me think about it. It was him. Because she didn't just see a rescue case. She saw a life that had already lost so much.
Welcome to your new home. Hi, buddy.
And was still moving forward. She saw pain. She saw recovery.
I say.
She saw adaptation. But more than anything, she saw hope. And that changed everything. Because while his rescuer was still wondering whether a cat in his condition would ever find a real home, someone on the other side of the world was already willing to travel all that way just to bring him home. And from that point on, this story became something bigger than survival. It became about being seen, really seen, not for what he had lost, but for what was still there. Their first meeting was emotional, not because it was perfect, but because after everything he had been through, someone was finally there not to treat him, not to assess him, not to decide whether he was worth saving, but to take him home.
For the new prosthetic that we are making for him, for trying to help him to walk better and adapt better to his normal life.
Of course, he didn't trust it right away. Animals that have lived through that much pain rarely do. He needed time. Time to understand that he didn't have to survive on his own anymore. Time to believe this place was safe. That this wasn't temporary. That he could finally stop bracing for the worst. And little by little, he started to open up. Not all at once, just bit by bit. Until the same cat who had left everyone speechless the day he was found started acting like he owned the whole house. And honestly, that was one of the most beautiful parts. Because when an animal finally feels like they belong somewhere, you can see it. They stop holding their breath. They stop just getting through the day. And they start living. He wasn't just the hard case anymore. He wasn't the poor cat. He was home. He was loved. He was wanted. He was safe. And his story didn't stop there. Because now, when disabled veterans meet him, they don't just see a cat with a disability. They see a life that has been through pain and is still here, still gentle, still present, still moving forward. They don't just see a rescue cat. They see a life that once seemed almost lost and is now giving hope to someone else. And maybe that's why his story stays with people. Not just because he survived, but because he became proof that even a life that seems like it has lost almost everything can still begin again, can still be loved, and can still become something powerful in someone else's life.